Yes. Yeah, good to go, ma'am. Start.
Girija, you are muted.
Am I audible? Rasika, you are muted.
Yes, doctor, you are audible.
Audible, audible. Please start.
Okay. Today's my topic is redefining transaction and your stories. Good evening, one and all. I will first of all show my gratitude towards the organizers of this NCTA 2025 for providing me this opportunity to present this webinar. Not coming. Okay. Let me start with my journey in transactional analysis. Father George Kandathil, he used to tell me, whatever you learn from TA, go and talk to the people you address in their own layman's language. So you uplift them through your common language. That is Father gave me when I did my BTA with Father George Kandathil couple of years back. PK Saru used to tell me, Girija, if you don't talk for yourself, who will talk for you? After my PhD open defense, she called me and congratulated me. With her journey is a wonderful experience for me. She is a motivator, and I did all my personal work with PK Sir. Sir, our K.A. Sebastian, we call it as KAS. He was with me throughout my BTA and MTA journey. He used to tell me, Doctor, I expect more from you. That is K.A. Sebastian, sir. Because of him, I did my PhD in injunctions. Professor Siddharthan, sir, throughout my MTA journey, I used to discuss my cases with sir, and he used to give me a lot of insights how to inculcate the adult using your questions, how to throw questions to make the client to the adult awareness. All my MTA trainees, BTA trainees, and my colleagues, classmates, all my family members in TA community, from the bottom of my heart, I express my deep gratitude to one and all who contributed in my personal as well as my professional growth. Thank you all. Let me, somebody is talking. Rasika, can you mute all and I can unmute.
You're on mute, ma'am. You're on mute. Please unmute.
Okay. Relationships are very, very important in day-to-day life. Communication plays an important role to make our relationship. Transactions and script play a major role in relationship. Transaction analysis gives a systematic approach to analyze your perspectives in a scientific way to become an autonomous person. What are these transactions? According to transaction analysis, there are three types of major transaction. That is complementary. It is from the transactional vectors are parallel and ego state addressed is the one which responds to the intended ego state. So, as far as the communication remains complementary, the transaction goes on like this. That is the first rule. It's started from the same ego state and goes with the ego state intended to. In the second type, it is the crossed transaction. The adult question is crossed with a child response. Here, the vectors are not parallel or ego state addressed is not the one which responds. When transaction is crossed, a break in communication results. That is, to establish this break in communication, to continue the transaction, one of the individual should shift the ego state or two of them from the stimulus as well as the respondent should change the ego state to continue the communication or re-establish the communication. The third one is the ulterior transaction, where the two messages are there. One is the overt message that is at the social level. There, usually the communication takes place from the adult to adult transactions. The covert message occurs at the psychological level. It usually occurs from the parent to the child or to the child and to the parent. This is where the third rule is like this. The behavioral outcome of the transaction is at the psychological level. So these are three common type of transactions according to transactional analysis. I am going to talk about the something else, which is the topic today. Couple of months back, when my husband was watching the WhatsApp and he was so much indulged in this mobile. And I asked, it was about 10 o'clock in the evening, and I asked him, what are you watching on this WhatsApp, dear? And he responded with a frown face, I will do many things. How it bothers you? Dear friends, did you come across such kind of transactions in day-to-day life? Rasika, just see the response.
Yeah, I would like to see it in the chat. Kindly please post it in the chat. Yes, from Ms. Sunila.
Okay, anybody responded? Okay. This is the topic I am going to present today. Redefining transaction. Redefining refers to the mechanism people use to maintain their established view of themselves, other people, and the world in order to advance their script. It is the means by which people defend themselves against the stimuli which are inconsistent with their frame of reference. In redefining, the stimuli is fit to the frame of reference. It is just to maintain the script. See the picture of frame of reference where you can see the parent, adult, the structure is joined together, putting it in the integrated to the functional model. The frame is as a whole. It gives you your own personality. The overall structure and functional things together, the whole thing represents your personality. It represents yourself and the others your perspective about the world around you. It focuses the stimuli, which is different from the focus of the response. Look at this picture. One person, from his perspective, he defines this as a room, very small room. The other person see it as a big room. He might be from Bombay flat. So the room is same. One person took it as a small one. The other person took it as a bigger one according to his perspectives. So redefining is usually visible through discounting. Discounting means it minimizes some aspect of themselves, others, and the reality. It can occur in any point of time which is shown in the discount matrix. As you see in the discount matrix, there is a model level and type of discounting. If the existence of stimuli and significance of change possibility and personal abilities, if it occurs at the higher level, the degree of pathology is higher, so as with the redefinition also. You might be familiar with this discount matrix. So the discounting can occur at any point at this discount matrix. Internal mechanism of redefining occurs with three components of redefining transaction. It is discounting, as I said earlier, the grandiosity and the thinking disorders. In grandiosity, the person exaggerates the self and others and about the situation where it is coming from. Thinking disorders, there is over detailing and over generalization of the things. In over detailing and over generalization, there on be the definition. The person cannot define the problem as such. Today, I am going to focus only on the redefining transaction and how it related with the frame of reference and script. If the frame of reference is inconsistent or distorted, it leads to redefining. There are two types of transaction occurring. One is the tangential, the other one is the blocking transaction. What is this tangential transaction? Where there is stimulus is there and a response is there, which addresses different issues or address from different perspective, shifting the focus away from the original problem. Actually, the problem which is arised by the person does not come to the solution. For example, the person asks, what do you want to learn from this session? The trainer arise the question and the response is like this. I did not like the picture you have shown. See, what is the trainer asked, but it is actually not addressed from the participant. So, in tangential transaction, the ego state intended is not addressed. It goes nowhere with the solution, or the original problem is not at all addressed. The person is shifting the focus away from the original issue. The second transaction is the blocking transaction. Here, the issue is completely avoided by disagreeing on the very definition of the issue itself. Issue itself is avoided. So let's see. How do you feel today? What do you mean by feeling? Where is it a physical or an emotional one? I will give you one more example. Why do you need to study algebra, teacher? Don't question me. Just do as I say. It makes the student shut up his mouth. Dear friends, did you come across such a dialogues in your personal life so that we can take it for the further discussion? Organizers, please see any response comes in the chat box. Let me know. I cannot see anything in the chat box. Please do, Rasika, anything coming up? Any
Yes, they are all
response?
responding as yes. They have come across such
Any
option.
dialogues like the
No dialogues. No
No
dialogues as
dialogues.
such. They're just saying
Okay.
yes. They're getting quite a lot of responses as yes.
Yes, only yes.
Eh,
Any dialogue you observed in your day-to-day life like this? As I projected in my personal example, my husband said, what it bothers you when I watch something in the WhatsApp, I will do many things, how it bothers. Because of my curiosity and all, I asked, like that, anything you come across in your life? Anybody?
Please feel free to unmute and speak because that makes it more interactive.
Yeah. Please.
Miss Brinda has mentioned the cook is not coming in time.
Yeah. Cook is not coming in time. Yeah. What is your response? Cook not coming in time?
So this is how the response has come. She's saying cook is not coming in time, and the mother responds, she cooks well.
Okay. Cook not coming on time and I need to cook or I need to occupy my time with that. Okay, past to the present or not addressing the issue or he discount the thing. So many things coming up. Okay, anything else? Sunila is there?
I can share one example of my house.
Okay.
In the kitchen, sometimes my husband also cooks. So I requested him to, keep the jars, the masala burnies, in an organized way. So he says, എൻ്റെ വീടാണ് ഞാൻ എന്ത് വേണമെങ്കിലും ചെയ്യും. It is my house, so I can do anything what I want.
Okay, these are the response. So, some kind of blocking transaction occurs. This is my house. I do whatever I want to do. That is
Yeah,
the
so then my mouth is shut. So I keep
yeah. It is
it's an example of block.
what kind of transaction Sinla is it is
Block.
block.
I have nothing to say further that.
Okay. Usually, this redefining transaction, in the case of blocking transaction, to begin with, it is a block, and the parties will go on talking, taking the tangential position. The block does not exist for more time. So both the parties will switch on to continue the discussion. Sometimes it is heated discussion, arguments with the tangential on. Okay, thank you for the responses. Let me see how you can connect this redefining transaction with your script. What is script? A life plan made in childhood, reinforced by parents, justified by subsequent events, and culminating in a chosen alternative. How so many
Someone might have annotated, ma'am. That's why the lines are there. I think somebody
so many
has.
lines are came up. Why? What happened?
Somebody has. I mean, because multiple presenters are using it, I'm just trying to remove that option. Please continue.
Okay, nobody can remove that, right?
The person who did it has to delete.
Okay, I don't know who did it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. This is the Burns definition of the script. How I can connect script with the redefining transaction. In redefining, the reality clashes with that of the script. As I said, the previous one, from my husband's example, I put a curious question, what are you watching, my dear husband, my dear Jai, and all. I used to call him as Jai. And from his script message, he got it from his childhood. That is, don't let others control you. That is why he showed a frown face, and he thought of, I am controlling his freedom to look into the WhatsApp, to watch whatever he wants to do it with. In the reality, actually, I started from my adult ego state and I throw the question to his adult. What are you watching? He picked it from his script. He thought it is a threat to my own script. You are being controlled. So what happens is that to protect the script, the person redefines the reality. He wants to keep the script as such, because don't let others control you. I must be always independent. So he ignored the relevant aspect of my question I asked from the adult, and he uses the tangential transaction to protect his script. So he remained in that position. Who is there to ask such a question? I am so independent in my way of looking at it. So the relevant aspect is ignored, and I put it in this way. He discounted my curiosity to put this question. This is the way tangential transaction make the person to redefine to be in his or her own script. Because actually the script comes first. Because of this script, he is taking such a stand. Then now I will go on to the strategies to come out of redefining transactions. Awareness, the first one, reality testing, use of adult ego state consciously, and contract for clarity, therapeutic confrontation. Let us see one by one. In awareness, learn to notice when you are distorting the reality or shifting the meanings. If you are out of the reality, take the feedback from the others. Like if you are in a group and if you are not comfortable with the way you go with your communication in your family life or in the profession, some kind of block occurs during the communication, you can either take some dialogues, write down as a journaling thing, get the supervision from the colleagues or the peer group or from the supervisor, so that you can uncover the patterns. I used to write and get it done to take the supervision from our Siddharthan sir. What are the way it goes on? He used to give the behavior kind of things to journaling and all. Few of might know this, what is journaling with behavior therapy and all. So that you can uncover the patterns. Next is the reality testing. How you can go about with this. From the example, the room example, one person perceive it as a bigger one, the other one as a smaller one. So you have to, without assuming, stick on to the observable facts. What is there in the room? According to each person's perception, they go about it. Use adult ego state consciously. Before reacting, shift to adult awareness. Ground yourself in the here and now reality. Am I with the adult awareness? Am I talking sense? That is the thing you can use with your adult awareness consciously. Then contract for clarity. Make explicit agreement in the relationships so that you can ask how I am doing. What does it mean by to you? I will take an example. Instead of assuming, ask directly. Do you mean this way? What does it mean to you? Am I hurt you? That is the way you put the dialogue without any assumption, judgment, without any confronting. In a rash way, you can put the question like this. Then comes the therapeutic confrontation. In this, the therapist can gently point out, are you redefining my words? What I actually said was this. Bring the person to the reality. That is the awareness. If you do the confrontation genuinely and gently point out what is there in the client, it brings back to the reality or the adult awareness. You have some idea about how you can come out of the redefining transaction. Now we will move on to the strategies to come out of your script. Few people spoke about this in their previous webinar. Again, the awareness comes first. Decontamination of the adult, redecision therapy, contracting for autonomy, permission, protection, and potency, the 3 P's in therapy. Practice new behavior, develop intimacy and spontaneity. All these things are there if you want to come out of the script. I will go by awareness. Identify the injunction message. There are a lot of injunction message which have given from the inadequacies of the child ego state of the parent to the child ego state of the children. Don't think, don't do, don't be close, don't feel. So many messages are there. Identify this message and take the permission to break it and move with it. Don't messages to the permission and allower is there. Notice driver behavior. Suppose your driver behavior is be perfect, try hard, so many things are there. Notice that and be the flexible one and be aware of that and do something with that to come out of this. And self-exploration. Observe the life pattern. What is there coming repeatedly? Sometimes it will be the gamey, or sometimes if you are in the grain, you will go back to the racket, then to the script. It will go on like that. And going not into detail, all of you are aware of that. Then decontamination of the adult. What is happening in this decontamination is you are free the adult from the parent and child distortion. It is a therapeutic procedure to firm up the boundaries between the ego state so that the adult is free from the intrusive child and parent. Make the boundaries very much strong. So Thus, you can free from the distorted view of the current reality. Then come to the redecision therapy. The therapist is there and the client is there. During the therapeutic procedure, the therapist facilitating redecision to change the script decision. It is something like take the person back to the childhood experiences. You can adopt so many technique, gestalt containing with the rescripting. So many things will occur in the redecision therapy according to the need of the person. You can do that. Contracting for autonomy. Why we are learning transactional analysis is to make the person in the autonomy. Most of us use only 10 to 20% of our potential. So through TA, you make yourself to become autonomous. For this, make explicit contracts with yourself and the therapist for a new behavior. I will speak up in meetings. I will allow myself to take rest. I am in charge of my health. So I need to take rest for myself. That is what I need to do. Again, permission, protection, and potency. The 3 P's in therapy. Therapist or coach gives permission to live free of script. Protection, the supportive element taken by the therapist during the therapy, as well as if he or she observes any kind of change. Again, the therapist need to take the protective element for the client. I used to do my personal work with Saru. He used to call me every day to see whether I am comfortable the way I came out of the script. She used to call me and give lot of comfort, like Girija, do this, take this permission. And I work with contracts. Again, that protection element is there in the form of support. Potency in therapy means both at the one end it is the therapist's potency and the other end it is the client's, because the therapist must know how much potency or how much potential the trainee or the client has to take it in that right sense. So the potency of both therapist and the client is very, very important. Practice new behavior. Break script patterns. If a person is very much reluctant to ask for some help, he need to make a contract to change this behavior to asking for any help. He take a contract such a way that I will ask for some help per week, at least 3 times, 4 times, some kind of small step, so that he can develop this new behavior. This is something like very important to change. Be perfect sharing an incomplete draft, because if he wants to do some kind of flexibility, so he will take some permission or some contract with the group members or the trainer. So I will do this with a flexibility limit. So all of you might be knowing Be Perfect Driver drives you to some kind of unusual setup. I'm not giving examples because all of you might be knowing. Then develop intimacy and spontaneity. Close involvement with others from authentic positions, like communicating needs and wants to each other openly. I have some intimacy with my sister. I used to communicate without any censoring. I can tell anything to my sister at any time. I know that she will take up in that sense only. The person who is watching the things I talk to my sister, he might be wondering.
Doctor, you are muted.
Okay. Are you hearing me now?
Yes.
Yes. If my sister talks me early in the morning, I am in a hurry to go to the hospital. I used to tell her, please stop. I will go there and during lunchtime, I will make a call. I put it in such a way that my husband sends it as a rash way. So I know how much relation I can keep with my sister. She will take it in that sense only. Sometimes it is some kind of a authentic position as an elder sister. Sometimes it is an amicable way, the way I was working with the kitchen and all. So the spontaneity will be there. It is the ability to react genuinely without any inhibition at that particular moment. So I'm going to conclude my presentation. Whenever people redefine, their behavior is gamey or scripty, as by the Rick Byrne. When people are not redefining, but are acting and reacting to stimuli as they are likely to be perceiving, thinking, feeling, and acting autonomously. Miller and Schiff. I will conclude with a final thought. It's not about changing people's mind, but about helping them find the tools to see a new reality for themselves. I urge all the members to do an open and transparent transactions or communication to make your relationship better, and better. Thank you. Now I am open to the questions. Shall I stop share?